Welcome to Saitechinfo online classes. So in continuation of different methods of balancing of chemical equation, now we are proceeding with the half cell method or ion electron method. Half cell method, and it can also be called ion electron method. Let us consider the same potassium permanganate. Okay, so KMnO4 plus H2C2O4 in presence of H2SO4 gives K2SO4 plus MnSO4 plus H2O plus CO2. Now we need to balance this by half cell method, or as I already told you, ion electron method. Ion electron method. So let us consider first the KMnO4. KMnO4 being the oxidizing agent, it undergoes reduction. And what about this H2C2O4? That undergoes oxidation. Let us split this into two, and that is why it's called half cell reaction. That is KMnO4 that becomes K2SO4, and here plus MnSO4. And what about this? We had to first of all consider only the manganese, because manganese that undergoes reduction. So let us focus on manganese based compound. And here H2C2O4 becomes CO2. So these are the targets. Okay. So KMnO4 becomes MnSO4. Then H2C2O4 becomes a CO2, where carbon atoms are undergoing change in oxidation number. Similarly, manganese undergoes change in oxidation number from KMnO4 to MnSO4. Now we have to focus on the main cation, manganese. And then we need to focus on the sulfate anion. There is no sulfate, here there is a sulfate. And instead, you need to concentrate on another cation, potassium. So let us concentrate potassium. There is no potassium here. So you can write down KMnO4 becomes MnSO4 plus K2SO4. So how many K2 are there? On the right side you have 2. So you can put 2. So this can be balanced. Then, and let us go to the next step, where you had to focus on sulfur. So there are 2 sulfur on the left hand side, is it not? Or right hand side, 2 sulfur, SO4, SO4, 2 sulfur. And since it is multiplied by 2, and you have to multiply this one also. Now it becomes a 2SO4, SO4, 3SO4. So the SO4 can be worked out based on acid. After all, you have got sulfuric acid. So 2 KMnO4 plus H2SO4. That is 3 moles of H2SO4 can be added so that it would be balanced. So 2 MnSO4 2MnSO4, and then you have K2SO4. Okay, now sulfate is balanced, manganese is balanced, and the potassium is also balanced. Now our next target should be the oxygen. Oxygen should be balanced by adding H plus on, H2O, by adding water on the oxygen deficient side. Now let us calculate here sulfate here. There are 2 into 4 O. So 8 O. So we can add 8 moles of water on the right side. So let me write in the next step. So 2 KMnO4 plus 3H2C2O4 H2SO4 case 2MnSO4 and K2SO4. Now add here there are 8 oxygen, is it not? So 2 into 4, 8. So we need to balance this by adding water molecule, 8 water molecule, so H2O. And finally, hydrogen should be compensated, that is balanced by adding H plus on the H deficient side. So here 8 twos are 16. And how about on the left side? 3 twos are 6. So 16 and here 6. So I need to add 10. So I can add 10 H2O, 10 H plus on the left side. So 2 KMnO4 plus 3 H2SO4 plus 10 H plus gives 2 MnSO4 plus K2SO4 plus 8 H2O. Now you check potassium balanced, manganese balanced, oxygen is also balanced, and sulfur balanced. Everything is balanced except one important point, that is the charge should be balanced. So here how many H plus or here, that is 10 plus. So it is having 10 plus. So on this side there is no charge at all. So it means that charge should be nullified. The plus should be nullified. So in that case, what we can do, we can add electrons. Electron represents -1. So by adding 10 electrons, you are nullifying the entire thing. Okay. So let me add 10 electrons on the left hand side. Now it's perfectly balanced. Is it not? Right. Next. Let us come to the right part. And this is called the balanced half cell reaction. And you can simultaneously check. For example, manganese undergoes reduction, means electronation, addition of electron. So 10 electrons are added. So our half cell is well balanced. Okay. And it represents the reduction reaction of oxidizing agent. Now let us come to this side. H2C2O4. H2C2O4 becomes a CO2. So H2C2O4. So I have to adjust the number of carbon atoms. That should be focused. So I can multiply this carbon on the right side by 2. So H2C2O4 gives 2 CO2. Now I have to worry about the next one, that is oxygen. We should not focus on hydrogen. You have to focus on oxygen. In the previous method, that is oxidation number method, the oxygen was considered least importance. Okay, it was finally solved. Whereas here, oxygen should be given priority and hydrogen should be given last priority. So 4 oxygen, here 4 oxygen. So that is also balanced, clear. Then let us focus on H. There are 2 hydrogen. So we need to add H plus on the right side. Therefore, H2C2O4 gives 2 CO2 plus how many H? 2H plus. Do you understand? Now everything is balanced. Only thing is we need to nullify the charge. There is no charge on the left side, but we have charge on the right side. So what we can do? We can add 2 electrons. Now it is well balanced. So what we have found out here, that is it undergoes de-electronation. It means the oxalic acid undergoes oxidation. De-electronation means removal of electron. So oxidation. So when it undergoes oxidation, naturally electrons are delivered, removed. Okay, de-electronation. So it is confirmed, and this is also a well-balanced reaction. So we can say this as anodic reaction. This one as anodic reaction. Why? Because it undergoes oxidation. And what about this? This is cathodic reaction. I hope now you should be able to understand why it was called half cell method. By combining this, you are able to get a complete cell. So this will be focused with ionic equation in electrochemistry. Okay, now let us proceed. So this is the half cell, this is another half cell, and these two half cell reaction, balanced reaction should be what? Further added. Okay, so we should be sure about removing the electrons from this balanced reaction. By adding this, we need to remove the electrons transferred. So how to do that? So here we have got 2 electrons on the right side. Here we have got 10 electrons on the left side. So we can multiply this by 5, is it not? Okay, and add. Okay, so the anodic reaction can be multiplied by 5. Then add to this one. So what is that? Now we have 5H2C2O4 gives 10 CO2, 10 CO2 plus, and 5 twos are 10 H plus, and then 10 electrons. Do you understand? Right. Now let us add this. Okay, so let us add these two. Let me call this is equation 1, that is the reduction reaction, that is the cathodic reaction, and this is the anodic reaction. We have to combine this. So let us add equation 1 and 2. Okay, right. Now let us add. So you know very well that 10 electrons can be cancelled, is it not? Because they are present on both sides. So it can be cancelled. Now what about the H plus? 10H plus on other side, 10H plus. So these two can be cancelled. So the remaining part can be written comfortably. Okay. So 2 KMnO4 plus 3 H2SO4. On the left hand side you have 5 H2C2O4 gives on the right side, that is 2 MnSO4 plus K2SO4 plus 8H2O, okay, plus on this side 10 CO2. That's it. Now you check, everything is perfectly balanced. Okay, so this method is very useful, especially in the case of ionic reactions and electrochemical reactions. Okay, so we will try that one also. Okay.